Hello, I'm Johnny Rowland, your host of The Shooting Show. Welcome to today's program, friends. We've got a little stormy weather on the way, and very similar to what our situation is legislatively. We definitely have stormy weather on the way, and tonight this airs on Sunday night for the first time. And please, if you will, go to the Gun Owners of America website. It's called gunowners.org. Very important. You know, the IRS has a commentary period that goes through the 13th of February. If you see this after the 13th of February, it's too late to do anything about it. But the IRS must be contacted and tell them to keep their hands out of the political arena. What they want to do, the IRS wants to stop any influence that any of the gun-owning organizations might have with any political entity. Now, this is not about clean politics, it's about control and stopping our influence. It will also seek to stop any Christian influence any organization has toward talking to or trying to make sense with someone who is running for office or running for re-election. Friends, this is very important. It's the commentary on the 2000-84 bill. 2000-84. The best way to do it is go to the gunowners.org website and see what they've got up there. You can actually send a note to the IRS through their website, or they will help you with a letter. But really, the way to do it now is gunowners.org. Again, friends, the anti-gun globalists are coming after us. We said that George Bush is not going to be a savior, and he's not. He is absolutely not. The anti-gun people are out there trying to take your and my gun and the rest of our freedom. Once these guns go, rifles, yes, and handguns, once these guns go, do you realize that we, the American gun owner, are standing in the way of the globalists who want to control us? If they can't control the American population, we're still citizens, we're not subjects. If they can't control the American population, guess what? They cannot control the rest of the world. We've got to be stopped, and it is guns in the hands of citizens that is standing in the way of the ultimate globalist takeover. That's why it's so important, friends. That's why we've got to get busy. You know what else we have to do? We've got to increase our reach on television. And we're working so hard to do everything we can to increase the numbers of programs we do, increasing the numbers of people we'll reach with our programs. If you can help us stay on the air, it is a struggle every week. If you can help us stay on the air, our standard address, sit down and write a check to The Shooting Show, if you can. Sit down and write a check to The Shooting Show, any amount, $5 to $500, $5,000, whatever you can do to help us stay on the air and reach more people. Yes, we are on shortwave now. That's a great step forward. Friends, we have to do more. We've got to get our message to more people. We've got to get more people activated and in this fight to preserve our freedom and our country. Will you please help us? The Shooting Show, 327 Irvin Rowland Road in Dubberly, Louisiana. The zip code is 71024. Friends, we have a great show for you. Something we want to do first on today's show. One, the FAL from Israel Arms International has gotten a huge response from our audience. And let me tell you what you can do. You can have your dealer. We're not selling these through the project, but and they hadn't paid us 10 cents for this, but I think everybody in America who believes in our Constitution, who believes in the concept of freedom ought to have one of these, something equivalent. You're going to have to go a long way to find something equivalent to this, let me tell you. But these are tremendous guns. I think everybody ought to have one or two, whatever what you can afford. You can call Israel Arms International for the distributors. The dealers need to call. You can get your dealer to call Israel Arms International. Let me give you their phone number. It's area 713-789-0745 and find out what distributors have these guns, because let me tell you, they are a bargain. They're selling for about half what we would expect these guns to sell for. They're going to retail somewhere in the $800 price bracket, somewhere in there. And I tell you what, a few years ago, guns that weren't quite this nice were going for $1,500 or more. So friends, I tell you, we are so impressed, and everyone responded so well. We appreciate it, but this is public service here, friends. We need these guns in the hands because this is a real battle rifle, and this makes the globalists very uncomfortable because they can never have a police state as long as we are thusly armed. So again, that number for Israel Arms International, area 713-789-0745. Friends, recently there's been a lawsuit, I think a lawsuit, I know there is. Remington has had some guns that apparently, I don't know the explanation why, but some of the 700 or the model 700 Remington bolt action guns, when people push the safeties off, they went off. I don't know why. I don't know if the triggers had been adjusted, or I don't know why. I know the Remington 700 is a great hunting rifle. It's one of the very best. The Marine Corps uses them as sniper rifles. They're tremendous guns, but something has happened on a few of them. Okay, one woman had a loaded chamber, pushed the safety off, gun went off, shot a child. Well, you know what? I'm sorry that happened. I'm sorry the gun malfunctioned, or there was a malfunction. I'm so sorry about that. But you know what? She violated the first rule of firearms handling, not knowing where the gun was pointed. We don't point, they're always loaded. To us, they're always loaded. We can't afford to become apathetic. So if she had been conscious of where her muzzle was pointed, it never would have been pointed at the young man anyway. So if it went off, it would have gone off in the ground somewhere. Again, that's the Remington 700. I don't know what happened, but we cannot afford to make dumb mistakes. We can't afford stupid gun handling. We just can't afford it. Let me show you a couple other things. It's important, friends. When we're climbing in a deer stand, a lot of times the steps, you know, you've got a gun here with you, and sometimes you'll fumble around. How many times have the steps not been what they ought to be, or been difficult to manipulate with a firearm? And yes, we know this gun is empty. In fact, we'll just go ahead and lock it open. But this is so important. We have accidents many times because we become complacent. We'll sling it over our back and start up in the stand like so, and sometimes it'll fall off our shoulder, or when we're getting down out of the stand, we'll have an accident, drop it on the ground, gun goes off, it hurts us or someone else. There's no excuse. We always unload our gun until we get in the deer stand. When we get down out of the deer stand, unload the gun. It only takes a moment. But it is so important because look where that muzzle, just me coming down, if I turn around, look where that muzzle's pointing. Back over toward you, isn't it? So to avert a disaster, just unload the gun when we're getting in the stand and getting down out of it. Friends, this is so simple, but you know, we come to a fence, we've got our loaded gun, what are we going to do? And we know, I'm even going to take the magazine out of this, so we know, no question, this gun is unloaded and incapable of being fired right now. But we have a fence that's going to be kind of tough. We've got some briars around here. What are we going to do? We're going to maybe put the gun down, maybe it'll fall. Guess what? It may come back pointed at us. And one of these briars here might get inside the trigger guard, might set it off, might shoot us. Even if we have it slung across our back and we're hunting with someone else, look what may happen when we start over across the fence. Where's that muzzle pointed? Kind of pointed toward you, isn't it? So we need to think about things, simple things. Before we start climbing around, sometimes we'll hang our foot on something, you know, like so. Only takes a moment. Unload the chamber. Unload the firearm to cross over fences. This is so simple, but these are preventable accidents. There's nothing inherently wrong with a gun. It might fall out, and who knows, something might catch on the trigger, the safety might come off, it might fire and alter your life forever if you still have a life left, or someone you're hunting with, something you'll never get over as long as you live, injuring a good friend or a family member. We've got to think about these things. We absolutely must. Unload the gun before we cross over a fence. Because sometimes we trip, sometimes we fall, and we're just asking for a disaster when we have an accident in the field with a firearm.
Stay tuned for more of the Shootin' Show after these important messages.
The Shootin' Show will be right back after this break for your local cable company or TV station.
Friends, this is the new Georgia Arms 20th anniversary catalog. Of course, has a memorial there to our good friend Jim Clark there on the cover. This is a terrific catalog from the finest ammunition maker in the United States. They have all kinds of great prices on all sorts of ammunition: 243 Winchester, 270s, 7.62 by 39 Russian, all kinds of great stuff. They've even got 308 tracers, 30-06 tracers, all kinds of neat stuff here in this great new Georgia Arms catalog. They have components if you want to load your own ammo, and look here, we've got the Shooting Show and our new 460 Rowland kit on sale as well. Georgia Arms has the best prices for custom grade ammunition that I'm aware of in the United States, and guess what else? They're helping to support our Shooting Show. Friends, give them a call today. Free phone call, free catalog, 1-800-624-6861, 1-800-624-6861, Georgia Arms, and please remember to tell them that you heard it and saw it here on our program. You know, friends, we have to go over some basics from time to time because many of us that handle guns, some of us become apathetic, some of us forget that, oh, well, we're so confident about our handling. Accidental discharges do happen. They do happen. It's not might, they do happen sometimes. If the gun's always pointed in a safe direction, it won't matter, will it? It really won't matter. We have a great show for you, friends. We're going to review a couple of things at the SHOT Show. We have a lot of features that we'd like to show you from the SHOT Show, and just looking here at the FAL, these are such terrific guns. You know, we know they work well in semi-automatic. But you know, push our safety on, these guns were offered with a selective fire capability as they went to the military. Now, these guns do not have that, but let's see if we can simulate full auto for a moment. Easily controlled and burst fire. Of course, we still need our 460. How sweet it is.
Stay tuned for more of the Shootin' Show after these important messages.
Many people are familiar with the work of Dr. John Lott. His massive research of our country's crime data encompassed all 3,000 plus counties for an 18-year period. Lott presented his work in a book entitled More Guns, Less Crime. His work was subsequently corroborated by researchers in nearly 4 dozen of our country's institutions of higher learning. Well, Lott's work has been corroborated by Al Gore. Actually, George Bush helped also. Most people have probably seen the map of the country's voting by counties. The one most of us saw showed the Bush counties in red and the Gore counties in blue. The Gore vote was primarily along both coasts as well as other urban pockets in the rest of the country. The Bush vote was the great expanse of the rest of the country. Well, thanks to Professor Joseph Olson of Hamline School of Law in St. Paul, Minnesota, we now know something else about those counties. In the Gore counties, the murder rate is 13.2 per 100,000. In the Bush counties, the murder rate is 2.1 per 100,000. What do urban centers have in common around the country? Try to get a concealed carry permit and you'll find out. In fact, in Washington, D.C., in New York City, Chicago, and a few others, just owning a handgun will be impossible. What had Lott found was the reason for the lowering of violent crime in various jurisdictions? Passage of concealed carry laws. Indeed, the longer such laws have been on the books, the lower the violent crime rates go, including murder. Where you live matters a lot. Thanks to Bush and Gore, making this decision has been made much easier. Just look at the map. From Washington, this is Larry Pratt for Gun Owners of America.
For more information on Gun Owners of America, you can give them a free phone call, 888-886-GUNS, 888-886-4867. Remember, friends, they're helping us to stay on the air. Let's please support them as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Ken Friel with North American Arms, and they make some of the neatest little guns. And sir, you didn't have to put that down. You can look at it. But Ken, what is this right here, sir?
380.
This is a 380.
Correct.
A tiny. Now, friends, let's just take a look. We know these guns. In my hand, this is a 380. No kidding. And of course, sir, you probably lost count of how many of these you've sold, hadn't you?
Not even close.
Not even close. Great. Because these have been wonderful for you over the years, haven't they, Ken?
Yeah.
Now, this is a new holster. Show us how that works, please, sir.
We call it the holster grip. Here you have it in a holster configuration. I'm sorry, a grip configuration. Press the 2 detents, and it folds up into a grip.
And it covers the trigger as well.
Correct. The belt clip is ambidextrous.
Got them for the cases. You got a problem with your
No kidding.
Safety part of it.
Well, these guns, we've had a number of these through our program over the years, and they really work. Well, sir, excellent products. Good to see you again, Ken.
Good to see you, Johnny.
Glad you folks are still doing it. Friends, we're here at Ranch Products. This is Steve Crawford, whom you've seen on our program before. Steve makes these clips for one, our 460 revolvers from Dan Wilson and the 625 conversions. He makes all kinds of clips. But Steve, what do you have that's new there, sir?
Currently, we're making the extended takedown slide lock for the Glock. It's approximately 40 thousandths or 1 millimeter longer than the production. Makes it easier to remove the slide. Basic installation, depress the spring and the part drops out, and then slide in the new part, and it's just a one-step installation.
So for those folks that have been taking their slide, having
For
trouble,
cleaning, yeah, cleaning.
Down for cleaning,
Or for conversions
you
to
offer a
the 22.
replacement part, and you're selling these. Here it is right here. Absolutely. This retail $9.95.
Right.
Great, sir. And of course, now something else, Steve. You make the third moon clips. Am I correct?
Right.
And a lot of people want to know, especially that want to shoot a couple of cartridges like from our 460, you can get the third moon clip as well. A lot of people call magazines clips. That's wrong. This is a real clip here. That is a clip. And this man makes probably more clips than anybody in the world probably right now. So you can call Ranch Products. Steve, how can they get in touch with you?
The number is area code 313-277-3118, or you can fax orders in on 313-565-8536.
Friends, here we are at American Derringer.
This is Elizabeth Saunders. Hello. And they're here. These two lovely ladies are manning the booth, and they've got a lot of. American Derringer is doing well. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we are in the Wild West Guns, and this is Jim West, and he's the wildest West, I suppose, here, sir. Jim, you've got some great-looking guns. We'll go over here and we'll look on this wall. This is, Jim, this is not your standard lever action right here, sir. What are we looking at?
These are especially big bore lever actions that we've developed specifically for use in Alaska that we can take down into a small package so we can put it in a Super Cub and take it with us when we're going out hunts in the bush in Alaska.
Now, what calibers are you have it in? A 457 Wild West Magnum. What is that, sir?
The 457 Wild West Magnum is a Magnum 4570 cartridge that we developed specifically for these guns. It would give us Magnum horsepower out of a small, compact, quick handling lever action gun that makes an ideal brush gun for brush conditions, dangerous game conditions. We're talking big bears, moose, African type big animals with this.
Now I'm looking, I see a silver type coating on these guns. What is this? Is this a marine coat type thing? Or?
It's our marine finish. It's our severe weather guns. The Kevlar, the synthetic stock you see on here, the hard chrome finishes that you see on these guns. The way these are set up, they're designed for severe weather conditions that we typically encounter in Alaska up there. With the experience that we've had up there, we put that to work and put them on these guns to make a gun that's extremely tough, durable, hard-hitting, quick-handling, working gun for use in that type of environment.
And I will notice that these guns are ported for recoil reduction. The question for you on this ring lever, what advantage for gloves or just for looks or just?
The big loop levers like that were originally developed for the dog mushers in Alaska. Back in the early 1900s, the dog mushers carried a lever action rifle on their dog sleds, and of course they had mittens on, and they couldn't operate the levers when they ran into trouble on the trail. So some genius invented the big loop lever, and of course, since it's an Alaskan idea, we figured it belonged on our Alaskan rifles, and it's been a very popular item that we do, the big loop levers, particularly with people that have larger hands and wearing gloves. The bigger levers offer a definite advantage in being able to use the gun over just a standard lever.
What barrel lengths do you offer this in, sir?
We offer barrel lengths all the way from 16.5 inches, which is our shortest barrel, up to 20-inch barrels, and different things in between. 16, 18, and 20-inch barrels is our standard length on those.
All right, what are your ballistics on your 457 cartridge, sir?
The 457 cartridge is a 350 grain premium bonded core bullet. Now we have these bullets specially made for us with an extra heavy 50,000 thick jacket on these bullets. That's a bonded bullet that's designed for big game, heavy penetration, big bear type applications. The cartridge itself with the ammunition is the 457 ammunition. Is loaded to magnum velocities with this. It's 2,200 feet per second out of an 18-inch barrel.
With what weight bullet?
With a 350 grain bullet.
No kidding.
Which virtually makes this thing a short
pumper.
lever action 458
powerhouse, yeah.
Powerhouse in a compact package.
That's great. Great idea. Now, is your case length on this the same as a 4570?
No, sir. Case length. This is a bigger, longer cartridge. Now, the nice thing about this particular cartridge is that it does allow you to also use 4570 ammunition in the same gun.
But this won't go in a 4570.
This will not fit.
Great.
It's much larger cartridge than a 4570 is, and it's loaded to much more power.
Good.
Nice thing about this is you can also fire 410 shotgun shells in this chamber, so that makes this gun a very versatile, multi-caliber gun.
Survival.
That can be used for multi-applications. Everything from a 4570 cowboy load at 900 feet a second to the 457 Wild West Magnum at 2,200 feet a second out of an 18-inch barrel. That makes a real powerhouse gun out of it.
Plus the shotgun shell. Great.
Plus the shotgun shell.
Now, Jim, we have another
another wall here of guns, but you have another cartridge as well, don't you, sir?
Yes, we do. We've also introduced a cartridge called the 50 Alaskan. This cartridge originated in Alaska, and we've expanded on that. We put this cartridge in our compact lever action guns. We now have a compact 6.5-pound rifle that fires this awesome 50 caliber Alaskan cartridge. This thing is a real sledgehammer. It's a 450 grain slug at 2,050 feet a second. There's little short carbine guns, and it hits like a freight train.
Stay tuned for more of the Shootin' Show after these important messages.
For folding stocks, for pistol grips, for regular stocks, for replacement stocks, for magazine extension tubes for your shotgun, for magazine replacement springs for your shotgun. How about the executive eye scraper, the executive letter opener, all from Choate Machine and Tool when you call for a free catalog. You can get the executive letter opener, a multi-purpose tool, or the executive eye scraper, a multi-purpose tool, for only your choice, only $2 when you call for a free Choate catalog. You can get both of them for $4, a $10 value. Friends, if you're a shooter or a gun owner, you need one of the Choate Machine and Tool Company catalogs. Call them today, 1-800-972-6390 in Ball Knob, Arkansas. They're helping to support our project. You need one of their catalogs. Again, 1-800-972-6390. And please remember to tell them that you saw it here on our show.
And now for our support group, we have Custom Leatherwork in Saddlery in Denham Springs, Louisiana. For your communications in the Albuquerque, New Mexico area, please call Brooks Communication. For League of the South information and firearms training in South Carolina, call Dennis Crocker. And we have Gear League's equipment rental in Southern California for heavy equipment rental. We also want to wish TJ a happy birthday. Friends, we're out of time on today.